Happy Thanksgiving. My favorite day of the year. Well, because I live in Sweden, Swedes don't celebrate Thanksgiving, which is very heartbreaking for me. However, they do celebrate Black Friday. That has now been introduced to Sweden, and Black Week, which that's something new since I left America. But I'm waiting for the day that Thanksgiving is introduced because that's my favorite meal of the year, favorite day of the year, because there's no gifts attached, there's no pressure to be somebody or something and rush and blah. It's just about being together and having a great meal and sharing space, sharing time and sharing your heart and sharing your family and friends. So today I wanted to talk about stress and how stress comes into our lives and where it shows itself, and maybe it comes in different places. And I'm going to share a little bit about my life and how it impacted me and how I didn't even notice how stressed I was, and some changes that I had to make in my own life. So go backwards a few years. I worked in a high stress environment where everything had to happen really quickly. Hurry, eat fast, do this, do that, do this all at the same time, doing multitasking where, women think we're so good at this that we can do 5,000 things at one time, but it ends up being 5,000 things basically half-assed. So I was having lunch one day and I was hurrying up. I was eating because I only had 20 minutes and my food got stuck in my throat. Just like wouldn't go down. And I was like, whew, okay, well, I can still breathe. I'm like, okay, I'm not choking, but my food won't go down. So I excused myself from the table and walked away, and I sat in the bathroom for a while. And I know you don't know this about me, but I have a fear of vomiting, and I have not vomited since 1981. So anyway, and this is 2018. So I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to make myself throw up. I'm going to have to do it. I was even on the floor with my fingers, like close to my mouth, not actually in my mouth because that would have been, but I was ready. I was close to actually making myself vomit to get the food up. Well, of course, I couldn't do it. So I walked out of the bathroom and I kind of kept like walking around, just trying to distract myself and just thinking, okay, this is going to go down. This is going to go down. And finally, after about an hour, it did. And I was like, wow, gosh, I've got to have something wrong with me. Oh my God, maybe I have cancer in my throat. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong in my throat. It has to be, because why in the world would my food get stuck? So I make an appointment immediately and I go to a doctor, an actual like specialist for throats, ear, nose, and throat specialist, to say, I got something wrong with me. They do this whole test where I have to drink this potion, and they take pictures of it going down my throat and how I swallow. And there's nothing wrong with me. The doctor's like, yeah, there's nothing there. I'm like, well, there has to be something, because I couldn't swallow my food and that's never happened before. And I kind of, I'm like, whew, they're like, yeah, you know what, it's stress. I'm like, stress? I'm not stressed. I just, I've got a lot to do. I got a lot to do at my job. I'm so important. You're right. So of course I let that go. I'm like, oh good, I'm not sick. Oh, shoo, I'm so glad. Then a couple of months later, of course, still in the same job, doing the same work, crazy, right? And all of a sudden I start having like chest pains. I'm like, ooh, ugh, maybe I have like, what's that called? Heartburn. Well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Why would I have heartburn? And so then like the pain kind of started getting worse and worse. And I'd be sitting in meetings, like rubbing my chest. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And finally, I'm like, all right, something's wrong with me. I gotta call the doctor. So I call the nurse here in Sweden, and they say, yeah, you know what? You need to come in immediately. You might be having a heart attack. I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Oh God, I knew it. I literally get Thomas out of work, get out of his job, takes me to the emergency room. I spend an entire day going over test results. Like, they're checking every single part of my body. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my heart. They're like, you know what it is? I'm like, no. They're like, it's stress. I'm like, stress? Oh, well, I doubt that, because you know what? I mean, I don't feel that stressed. Okay, fast forward. I mean, seriously, I have never had problems with my skin in my entire life. Actually, kind of proud of the fact that I use Nivea lotion still to this day. Haven't had to do anything. And I start getting this like hideous skin disorder. And on my hands and on my feet. Like all the palms of my hands, both hands and both palms, like both bottoms of my feet. And it was so painful. It was horrible. And this, I went to a skin doctor, of course, because you know what's wrong with my body. And it took her a year to determine what this skin disorder was. And she had to call in all these other specialists, and they all looked at me and they all like, okay, we know what it is. I'm like, all right, what is it? They're like, it's psoriasis. I'm like, I've waited a year to find out that I have psoriasis. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, what causes psoriasis? They're like, stress. I'm like, all right. How much longer? Okay, am I going to have to get like punched in the face for me to understand that I am not reacting well to stress? Apparently. So my body was trying to tell me something that I wouldn't pay attention to. And I don't know if you have had any of these types of ailments or racing heart or like where you have tunnel vision where you can only see like straight in front of you, or you have really wicked shallow breathing, like not this deep breathing. I've been there. I have been there and I have lived it, and I lived it a long time. And I don't live that anymore. I have chosen a different way because I'll tell you what, if I didn't, that was going to kill me. I'm not kidding you. I would have had a stroke. I would have had a heart attack. I would have definitely hit the wall, which in Sweden, there's a term that's called hitting the wall, where not having a nervous breakdown, but you just basically, you're like running, you're gunning, and then you go, the wall comes down, and you're like, no, stop. And then you're out. You're out for the count. Like, you're done. You're toast, and you're basically bedridden for months, right? Until you get better and you heal up. So, I think, honestly, in some way, I did have that. When I left this job, I thought that, like, you know what, I'm taking control of my life. I'm leaving. I'm going to start my own business. And I really want to do this coaching because I want to make a difference in other people's lives. And I want to make a difference in my life. And, you know, it took me so long to kind of, like, decompress from that job that I'm not, this is, I think I'm a little slow. So it was like last week that I said to myself, I wonder if I didn't, you know, maybe I didn't hit the wall, but I was knocking on the wall. Okay. I was like knocking like on the door, like, hey, let me in. I was that close to being down for the count, and I didn't realize it. And now today I can say I realize it because I actually have taken myself out of that situation and actually looked at myself, looked at who I am. What am I doing? Why do I do this to myself? Because that's the only reason I'm doing it. I'm not, you know, do I want to be told that I'm a good girl? Do I want to be told, oh, you're a really good employee. You are valued. We love you here and we can't live without you. No one's ever going to tell you that. So these things, like looking for outside answers, looking for other people to say how great I am. Meanwhile, I am running myself ragged and hurting my own body, hurting my body temple, because I'm trying to fix, manage, and control everything outside of me, when in fact all I was doing was breaking myself down. Whew. Not such a nice story to share with you today on the day of Thanksgiving and all, but it is Thanksgiving for me, because I hope through me sharing my story with you that you could see, is there anything that we have in common? Because if you see or feel any of these stress symptoms and you don't know what's going on and you think, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that, I'm telling you, listen. Listen to your body, because your body will tell you, give you signs that something is wrong. And the stress in our work environments, how we get so used to it. We're doing more work for less money, or there's less employees, so you got to work harder. People are on vacations, people are sick, people are quitting, people are fired. You've got to keep doing and doing and doing and doing. Well, at some point, it's got to give. So We need to take good, loving, tender care of ourselves. And I know this is a really long message, and I'm not going to apologize for it because I'm sharing my heart. So I want you to know that there is a way to stop it. And first is first. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself and see if you recognize any of these little hints that your body's giving you. And then start making some changes immediately. And that first step is maybe you've got to hit your bottom. I can't stop your bottom. I can't stop anybody's bottom. I want you to have your bottom, because if you hit bottom, then you're going to have the beauty of also building it back up, right? And nobody can take that from you. And nobody should try to take it from you. And of course, that's a natural instinct in me to try to fix, manage, and control. Oh, I can help you. I can make you all better. If you just do this, then your life is better. No, this is something you have to go through. And de-stressing ourselves and our lives will save our lives. And taking control of our own self and our own being and our own hearts and our own souls, and being gentle with ourselves and recognizing these huge things that are happening in our lives and our bodies when they happen, so that we can make a different choice. For that, I'm thankful for. And I hope that you can take something from this message, because I want better for you too. Yes, so today I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for my life and my health, my wonderful career that I absolutely love, for my mom, my family, my friends, my husband that I love so much, and my new cat, Elvis, that's coming into our lives on Saturday. I'll share him with you next week. You'll get to see him because he's a little fox. So yeah, thank you. Please, this Thanksgiving Day, if you have room at your table, open your heart. Open your table, open a chair for somebody that maybe doesn't have anyone to share it with. Maybe there's somebody alone, an elder in your neighborhood, a person in your building that you've seen, maybe they don't have anybody. There's always enough food. There's always place in your heart, right? Please extend yourself and share this beautiful day with somebody. I hope you have a lot to be thankful for. Take care. See you next week.